I am Declan Magee. I act to fight corruption. If a country is either on the grey list or on the blacklist, they have challenges in managing these issues. If it's on the blacklist, of course, they're not taking proactive action to do this at all. Practically, what does it mean? It means typically you see impacts coming through the financial sector, particularly the banking sector, and also in terms of inward flows of investment. In the case of Mongolia, when it was grey listed, a lot of discussion was focused around intermediary banks. So banks that would do, for example, US dollar clearing. And of course, in today's world, it's very hard to do a lot of business without access to US dollar clearing banks. Another thing, though, is just simply reputation. In my experience, you see this the whole way through. So whenever you're out talking to development partners, where you're talking to representatives of the private sector, if a country is on the grey list, so to speak, whether rightly or wrongly, but it does call into questions a country's overall ability to manage governance-related issues. There's a couple of things that Mongolia did that I think are really, really important for other countries that are in a similar situation or find themselves in a similar situation to consider. The first is you need clear leadership, and that leadership has got to have clout. In the case of Mongolia, the Minister of Finance was assigned leadership over the issue. And this is, of course, a very senior minister in the context of the country and someone who's got seniority and the ability to make things happen. So that seniority, that leadership with clout makes a big difference. The second thing I'd say is invest in coordination. The thing about the AML-CFT grey list and the issues that it covers is that it requires inputs from a range of different agencies, and it requires inputs from institutions that are outside of the public sector. Sometimes coordination can feel frustrating. We all feel that, lots of meetings. But at the end of the day, making those investments is really, really critical to getting off the grey list, because you need a lot of actors working together and working at the same time. The last thing I'd say, and it's a bit of a simple one, and it links into the next point about ADB support, is look for help. These standards are evolving. They require effort and work to meet. And there's lots of countries and institutions such as ADB that have experience in or around some of these issues. So I think it's really important that countries look to their partners and seek help for it. And that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And most partners are very willing to provide support, and certainly ADB would be amongst them.